Whew. Classic. Classic intro. All right. Ooh. I got my ones and twos back off of vacation. We are Munchies with Max. And actually, I should say this is Munchies with Max. And we are MaxFit USA, CrossFit Costa Mesa. And I am Maximilian Mormont, or hit me up on Hermit Coach or anywhere else. And then I got Mikey Wins, ones and twos. I was thinking about your previous name before the quarantine. And then I was like, oh, do I take that name over Cortisol Mike or
It's cortisol Mike right now with all the card cycling.
you should see if that works. Check it out right now. See if Cortisol Mike is taken. That's a nice handle. I might take Cortisol Max, to be honest. All right. So I was gonna start tonight off with some common mistakes that I see athletes do. And especially in the heat, I see refueling and basically underfueling and malnutrition. And I see this in the form of low carbs. I see it in the form of not enough fat, not enough calories, and not understanding the energy out versus the energy in. And I'll be honest, it takes a lot of logging to understand that. And I would say every 5-10 years that I've ever tried to diet, the log changes a little bit and how it reacts. But for the most part, it's always been the same since my 20s. And now I'm like 40 something. So I log in the beginning and then I kind of pull away from it. And then if suddenly I'm like losing too much weight, or I'm not feeling good, performance drops, I need to understand that, hey, I'm not logging correctly. So I'm not logging at all. So I got to log, or vice versa. I'm not performing well and I'm not losing weight, or I'm gaining weight, and even if I'm performing well, but I'm gaining a lot of weight, what is that? And this time of year, it's real hard to do that because the heat, appetite. And so I always talk about this balance of energy versus energy in versus energy out. And you have to be aware of what you're putting in versus what you're putting out. Just as that simple. I think a lot of people don't realize the amount of effort they put out in a day, whether that's a lot of effort or not enough effort. And then the same thing with eating. And then they're not really honest with themselves in how much they're pushing one end, right? So if I'm training real heavy and I'm not eating enough, I'm not going to get results, and I'm going to understand that I'm going to break down. But you're not going to have that conversation with yourself. And that's kind of the problem. And athletes are the worst at it. So they're not going to say they're doing something wrong. Right. They're not misfueling, or they're not improperly hydrating. There's always something there. And this is a great time of year to add in smoothies, shakes. And the difference between a smoothie and a shake is shake, water, powder. Smoothie, blended, ice, maybe almond milk, coconut water. Juices, I don't really use juices, but I do use fruit, ice, frozen fruit, ice. And sometimes I don't even use the ice because I freeze the fruit. So that way I get it kind of cold that way. And then some vanilla whey protein. I prefer that. So it's like an actual fruit smoothie, and it's phenomenal. Liquid food will actually digest faster, and you get a little bit better results from it. Um, I would tell all my athletes and athletes in general, you should try a blended diet for nothing more than 7 to 10 days. So just blending all your leftovers, something random like that. So understanding how how well the liquid food works. It doesn't really taste well, but it does work real well. So those are things you can kind of look at. Most of my athletes, I have them trying to eat 3 square meals a day and then 3 to 5 snacks. And a snack for me specifically is somewhat balanced. I prefer when, especially if you're trying to lose weight, the your sorry, your snack is somewhat more balanced. So that way you're not creating too much like highs and lows throughout the day. But if you're very good at snacking and can kind of figure that out, you can use it to fuel your training and recover from your training. And that's why in the beginning, I tell people just make it balanced. Because if not, people suddenly will think a banana by itself or fruit by itself is a snack. And technically they're right. But because they're not taking in fat prior to working out, they might crash. Or if they're not using protein and carbs and they're just eating a bunch of carbs, they're going to get an insulin spike. And then they're going to store more fat. And they're already trying to lose fat. So that's what looking at your snacks, making them balanced first, and then having them geared towards your training or your performance or your recovery is key. And I tell people with the snacks, start with that balance and then move to a little bit of carb, fat pre-workout, and then something like carb, protein post-workout. And then somewhere between a fat and a carb, what could be like a nut and a vegetable. So like a zero carb. And then you have, but for performance, obviously, that's not a good idea. And then you have some other stuff where you could just, again, make sure that you have some nuts, some dried fruit, and then a protein. And that's the hardest part for people is protein. Whereas athletes overeat protein. They tend to really get fixated on it. They get that kind of like, oh, wow, this feels really good. And then all of a sudden they overdo it and they get that fatty liver and the process like really slows down. Getting them to reduce protein and understand that is pretty hard as well. So athletes have a lot of things going on. I personally like working together with them in this journey in the nutritional side of it because I see their program. I trust in what they're doing and what they're logging, and they're telling me the right information. And if we have a really good communication and constant communication, then you'll actually reach that kind of goal because you'll actually immediately be able to address like, hey, man, I feel faintish. Hey, man, I'm not recovering. Hey, man. So, and for me, it would be nice sometimes to have that, which I do with Jillian, right? And sometimes she's just like, have some control. But having a soundboard and explaining to somebody like, oh man, I crave food and mostly because I'm beat up, I'm tired. And she might even call me on my shit. Like, well, let's see your log. And then if I don't have the calories, then she'll ask me, all right, do you want to keep losing the weight you're losing? Are you losing too much? Is it the water? Things like that. So she always has a really open conversation with me. And luckily I have that. So I would tell you to find something similar with your coach. Preferably have them working hand in hand if you have a nutritionist. Most of the time that trifecta works well only if the nutritionist is involved with the training program. Cool. All right. Mikey, good trip?
Yeah, it was good. It was COVID definitely took out some stores there in Santa Barbara. It's not much open, but it's beautiful as ever. I'm gone for 2 days and you switch up the
It's just a classic.
whole format over
It's the
here.
same thing we always do. I tried to do it.
You're back to your old desk though. I do like
back in the corner, but it was just the same angle twice. I wasn't fooling anybody. So now I gotta walk. Jillian was I was lucky enough to have Jillian run through a mock one with me. I knew I didn't want to just go live with it. It would have been like this. So I was like, all right, we'll play with it. Ask Coach Max. Well, you know what I didn't do? I didn't add up my calories, by the way. Sorry.
All right.
Yes. What should I eat before a workout? What should I eat before a workout? I tell athletes and individuals, try to eat 2 to 3 hours prior to working out, and then make sure that's one of your meals of the day. So if you work out in the morning and you're the first person like 5, 6 in the morning, it's going to be a little difficult to wake up at 3 or earlier. Okay. So that's where you have a little bit of a shift. Or if you're doing something like an intermittent fasting, you're okay because you're not going to really worry about it until 12. And you guys later in the day, just time it to where you're 2 to 3 hours. After that, you guys that are coming in the morning or in the process of the 2-3 hours after you eat, if you took in a carb and a fat, that would work really well. So you could take in carb and fat 30 to 60 minutes prior to. You could take protein and carb during. A lot of people take carb, but not a lot of people drink protein during. So if you have never done that, I would tell you to try it. I know a lot of people are poo-pooing BCAAs. For me, I mostly just drink it and still drink it for the flavoring. But if I was looking for that kind of recovery inside of it, protein's always be the way to go. And then carbs, 50 to 100 grams post. And I ask for protein as well, 20 to 50 grams, and based off your body weight. And that should be in liquid format. And then eating another meal or a balanced snack 60 to 90 minutes prior workout. So if you're training and you're trying to lose weight and you were to work out in the morning, you'd almost have to do a reverse fast. So if that's what you were doing, like if you were doing intermittent fasting, because I would want to get up, train, and then eat to recover. So I'm not into a full keto and an anabolic state where, sorry, not an anabolic, but a metabolic state where I'm just eating up my body and it's not allowing me to get anabolic. And in order to do that, I just need to kick in some carbs and protein. And if I started that 8-hour window there, I mean, it would suck because at the end of the day wouldn't be so easy. But I might want to look at something like that. But if we're eating open freely in the day, I can cram 40, 60% of my nutritional intake around my training. So 2 to 3 hours before, meal, snack, right afterwards, snack, shake, snack, meal. You're already talking 5 to 6 things that you're eating around your training. Go back morning time. I have a snack before I go to work out. Maybe it's liquid. And then all of a sudden afterwards, another liquid. I eat a snack or a full meal, and then I have another snack. So I'm not getting as much compressed to it, but it is what it is. I'm also getting a very good benefit from sleeping, waking up, and training. So there's pros and cons to everything. I mean, the reality of it, if you could get up, do cardio in the morning, train around midday, and then train again in the evening, you're going to be in the best shape of your life. So, and if you ate around that, you're talking 6 to 8 meals a day, and then you're broke.
No money in the pocket.
Yeah, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how much money you're making. You're not going to want to spend that on food. At some point, you're like, oh my God.
I think the third year in, when we were working with my diet, I was just like, man, this is expensive.
It can get expensive.
And then I found a way around it.
If you're cutting, it's pretty cheap.
Yeah. But you're also like looking at everything that you can eat around you. Nuts, napkins.
Nuts and napkins. So, my snack today. I got to figure out maybe my phone. It's not doing it justice. So, I feel like we need an aerial view of my snack or something. So I got beef jerky. I have some snap peas, I think. What is it?
Snap peas.
Yeah, snap peas. Chippies. I call them chippies. And then I have that cheese queso, which is way better with the snap peas. And
is this a vegan cheese queso?
Mm-hmm. It's money. Terrible. I know. What did I have it with? Broccoli or something? Carrots.
No, you had carrots with the celery.
Celery.
The celery.
Like carrots or off or celery. And no, was that with the peanut butter?
No, it was celery and peanut butter, and then you had queso and what was it? It was like nuts. Queso and nuts. Not sure what's happening here. There he is. Finally get to use this guy.
Hold on. Yeah.
I think I've only ever used this like once or twice, guys. So, while Coach Max fixes his end, the total calories for his 4-item snack here is for the snap peas, you're looking at 130 calories per serving. And there's about 3 servings per container. And then you got your vegan queso, which is about 45 calories per serving. And a serving size is about 2 teaspoons of that. I don't know how he can stomach 2 teaspoons of vegan queso.
I only need one. I only need one.
So we're splitting that in half. So, and then you have your Larissa's Kitchen beef jerky, 90 calories per serving. And you're looking at 1 ounce, which is normal for beef jerky. And he also has roasted salted pepitas or seeds, 1.5 ounce. And you're looking at 150 calories, which is crazy when I saw this. So in total, his snack is about 400 calories because we do have to split the queso in half. So you're about like 395, 400. And the heaviest on the calorie side is the pepitas. You're looking anywhere from, let's see, you're looking at anywhere from 9 to 10 grams of protein. Carbs wise, you're looking at 20 to 30. And then fat wise, you're looking at, that's 13 grams. Okay, so you're looking at 18 grams of fat for the snack.
Oh, dude, it's good though. You're so mad at the queso. I don't know why. You're so
Bro, Nathan and I and anybody that loves
everybody,
queso cheese.
everybody around me.
Everybody does not
Suddenly
like
come
it.
in and be like, "Hey, where did you get that queso cheese? Is that good or that doesn't sound good?" I'm like, what? What? I mean, for one, I'm glad you're watching, but but two, I'm sorry. I like the. I mean, my wife bought me the queso. I tried it out, and I'm dipping stuff in it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Yeah, the other computer blew up. So
Oh, I just freaked out a little bit.
I apologize. So the snack's pretty good though. That's 2 nights in a row. I've gotten, or 3 nights in a row, kind of close to 400 calories in a snack. Pretty balanced. But yeah, the pizza is no joke, huh?
Yeah, but like nutrient dense wise, I would much rather have pepitas than like French fries, you know?
After I eat this bag, I'm pretty full. Even if I'm craving chocolate, I'm pretty full.
Doesn't that usually happen with fats? You eat
Mhm.
a ton of fat, you feel full.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
can smash 3 apples, but if I eat a whole avocado, I'm like, I'm good for the day.
Yeah. Immediately, like, I don't know. Especially with this heat. Whoa. I wonder now, thinking about chocolate, maybe I should wait a little longer to drink my protein shake. Maybe that shouldn't be my first thing. Get a little more. Get that craving. Because that's really what I crave, I guess, at the end of the night. Is chocolate.
Yeah, sweets too for me. I have a gnarly sweet tooth.
I mean,
catch
I'll
myself.
take a bag of Jolly Ranchers if you drop them off. If that's what you're saying. I mean, remember all the
We're on a
gummies?
cut. We're on a cut. We're on a cut. Which, congratulations, by the way, 10 pounds?
Well, I think that's like water and not drinking beer and not, yeah, 10 days.
10 pounds in 10 days. Ooh.
And I did drink beer. One night I drank 4 beers. And then the other night, I drank one. And because it was like, it was hot and I'm full. And I was just like, nah, I'm over it. But I have been craving chocolate. And there's like sleeves of Oreos inside a cabinet. It was like calling me. Oreo.
I not survive at my house.
Or no, normally I eat a sleeve. I try to do it so nobody notices around here.
They notice. All of a sudden you got like Oreo crumbs everywhere in the studio.
Yeah, or after you eat like 3 sleeves, you're like, you can't play it off. The first day you're like good. The second day, and then by the third day, it's like, hey, are you eating Oreos? Like, oh, no. The gig is up. Like, shit, I was eating too many too quick.
The jig is up.
Yeah, total crackhead tendencies when it comes to the sugars. So I'm into that. I'm into the snacks tonight. Good one. Tuesday. Today's workout. Today's fake workout. You looked at the board and you're like, wow.
That's exactly what happened when I walked in today to coach. I was like, oh, okay, all right.
I might have wasted my time to come in today. And then
no, but you know what? Those jumping lunges, my knees. Oh man.
Right before I started, I looked over to the group and was like, should I be wearing knee sleeves? Like, like I was
terrible.
Is this all I gotta wear? This lap belt? Wow, it was bad. I ate it on one of my pistols.
Oh, I heard you like got caught like the lip of the rubber and just fell backwards.
Mm-hmm. But my leg gave on me a little bit too because I was like picking them up. I did like 4, 6, 8, and then all of a sudden I did 12, and then that round, I think the round before I was like right around that 12 or something like that, and then I was like, wow. So I was shooting for 14.
Were you guys doing strict push-ups, handstand push-ups?
I don't think so. They might have been.
I'm looking at some of the.
They might have. I let them play with it however they wanted.
I kept 10s all the way through. Wasn't fun, but I kept it all the way through. All right, guys. Today's workout. Let me swap on over here. If you guys didn't join us, or if you are just tuning in later, so if you are tuning in later, hit hashtag CFCM or hashtag MaxFitUSA. Let us know that you guys watched it later in the future. But if you're just joining us now and you kind of didn't see what the workout was, as Coach Max says, it was a faux workout. I don't know. It was still pretty hard though. Like the jumping lunges definitely got me. The handstand push-ups, pistols, I just suck terribly at. But we were doing Tabata style today. So we did 8 rounds of 4 different movements, had a 1-minute rest in between. The first movement was a handstand push-up, then rest. Then you had pistols. I don't know if we can say pistols anymore. I'm still going to do it because that's how I learned it, what it was, or alternating single leg squats. Rest 1 minute. Then we did push-ups for 8 rounds. And then finally ending with everyone's favorite but not so favorite jumping lunges. It's always weird to see those get programmed on .com and stuff, and it's always weird to see like that randomly just show up in the middle of a cycle at CFCM. But we had some pretty good scores here. Christian here had 139 on jumping lunges, 95 on the handstand push-ups, 86 on the pistols, 89 on the push-ups. Derek Pacern, 91 on the handstand push-ups, 72 on the pistols, 100 on the push-ups. Wow, 18 on that first go, 126 on the jumping lunges. Max Nicolenko, 64, 83, 102 on the push-ups, 136 on the jumping lunges. Nate coming in fourth at 59 handstand push-ups, 81 pistols, 86 on the push-ups, and 140 on the jumping lunges.
Hey, go back to like let's see Christian again. Let's see the first one. So the lowest is 10. Okay, let's see Derek's handstand push-ups. Because Tabata, okay, 7, 10. Let's see Maxi's.
5. And then 4.
So that's how like real Tabata would be scored based off your lowest score. So even if you got a higher score or you let it bleed, beyond the whiteboard is the only way it lets us score it, really. So unless we put them in there as all individual just exercises and you just score only 1 round, which I might do that next time we do Tabata. We always talk about that, huh? What'd you get, Mikey?
I got 10s all the way through on my handstand push-ups.
Oh.
Arms kind of died right there on the 9th, but I pushed on through. Had 73 on the pistols, not really good at them. Hit 10s. So I just chose a number and tried to stay with it. Push-ups, I stayed at 12. And then jumping lunges, I stopped at 10, so 5 on each side.
I mean, that's kind of what Tabata is actually trying to teach you, because the reality of the score doesn't count.
I feel like this is like a Rich Froning or Rich Froning method. Just stay in the middle all the way through. On the girls' side, G leads the pack. Look at this, 42-83 on the pistols. Dang, that's really good. 51 on the push-ups, and then 112 on the jumping lunges.
She's pretty good at pistols.
Yeah, I can never get like a rhythm with those things.
Don't let her fool you. She's pretty good at the pistols.
Alma look in second, 44 on the handstand push-ups, 62 on the pistols. Push-ups, she's got 47, and then 134 on the jumping lunges. Man, my knees are bugging me hard on those. I couldn't like get past the 5.
Well, that was because of last week's pistols, the 30.
That's terrible.
So mad.
Emily Nelson ends up with 282 and third, 46 on the handstand push-ups, 63 on the pistol, 67 on the push-ups, and then 106 on the jumping lunges. Ashley Pratt, 271, 43 on the handstand push-ups, 64 on the pistols, 68 on the push-ups, and then ending with 96 on the Tabata jumping lunges. It's pretty good. Mary DePauli, look, 256. She not RX. Oh, she did tuck pistols. Still pretty good though. 7, 6, 7, 6, 6, 6, 7. Yeah. And then Jen Buckley. what did she tucked pistols? Okay. Tuck pistols and got 66 on those. Let's see what Crenshaw got. Crenshaw tuck pistols as well, 78 on those. And Daniel,
57,
our favorite 130. Fours all the way through. Push-ups, lowest was 6. To bottom lunges. Went for it on the last round there. And then as Mario, 40, 54, 48, 96.
Daniel didn't show up today at noon because I got mad at everybody yesterday at my training crew, and I said, you guys have to log. If not, you guys owe me burpees. There's a few people that did not log, so we will be doing burpees tomorrow as a whole, and we will do them synchro at 1:30. The best. The rule should be you cannot do the burpees with us as we do the burpees, and then if you do the burpees, we have to do 5 burpees for every time you do 1 burpee, trying to help us out.
Okay.
I know a lot of mean people that have done that. So I don't know my idea. Okay. Cool. Now, I don't know. My rant should be about my computer over here. I'm a little nervous. She blew up. It has not come back.
She's like, it's hot.
Yeah. That's really what's going on, probably. Okay. My rant today. My body hurts. It says it in caps. My body hurts, man. Ow. Oh, man. My joints hurt. My muscles hurt. Physically, mentally, I'm feeling pretty good. But my aches and pains are high. And I know that is mostly in due because of I'm feeling pretty good with my training. So I have to stay on top of, my recovery, my active recovery, using compression, rolling out, stretching, all that stuff that, we hear a lot, but we don't do a lot. And I have to be aware of it in order so I keep feeling well. But I also start convincing myself that I'm feeling this way because I haven't eaten. And I always get real nervous in the beginning too. As I get lighter and as I feel better, I'll start correlating the soreness and that kind of aches and pain with not enough fat or not enough calories. And I start craving it to actually feel a little better. And that's where I need to just make sure that I just deal with my body hurting. And I understand that it's not because of my calories, might be a little bit. And it's not because of the fat, it might be a little bit. But overall, the goal is important. And it's not going to kill me today to feel a little bit aches and pains or sore because of it. Now, I got to be aware of it. So, what was it? The 3-rounder, the 100 squats, right? Last week? Was it this week?
Yeah.
No.
I was that was Friday.
Yeah, I was such hamburger meat after the rest day, and I should have probably moved a little bit more on my rest day. I should have probably gone swimming or done something else. And I did bike, but I didn't do anything else. And when I started moving on that Friday, I felt so bad, especially my elbows and my triceps from the strict press and the strict pull-up that zapped me last week. And so I just shut it down. I only did 1 round, and it was a 35-minute cap. What was it?
This is a 30-minute cap.
Yeah. So I figured out a way to do 1 round in 30 minutes. And that was mostly because I listened to my body, and I didn't care. And obviously I had been doing pretty good, and the kids saw it around me, so they didn't really say anything about it, and they respected it. But that's how I know how to take care of my body. That some days I just got to phone it in, and I got to understand that, hey, it's not bad for me. I'm still here and I'm moving, but I'm not going to suddenly, hey, I'm feeling good and then crank it up because I was feeling bad already. So I'm just going to kind of go through today, get going, feeling better. And then Saturday, I felt pretty good. Saturday, I felt good again. And then all of a sudden, Monday came, and now it's Wednesday. And my body hurts. Okay. Yeah, one round, 30 minutes.
I mean, that's not unheard of, but
I ate up the muscle ups, one a minute. Really, might have taken a smoke break in there. And then I was just like, ashing in my pocket, and then full gangster style. And then I think I cleaned some stuff too in between some sets. And then I made us do air squats with the barbell.
So squats.
No. A squat would be with weight.
The bar is weighted.
The bar itself is weighted, but the squat, the weight on the outside is not on there, so it's not a weighted.
That would have been fun.
Because the barbell, yeah, I've never had anybody do that, and we never did it. So I'm like, I want to see how bad these kids' legs feel. They're pretty bad. So they did well. You could tell they already knew it was coming too, because they're
there's always our training crews. I always expect something extra, which is nice because you get a little bit more, but your body does hurt by Thursday.
This morning, we had like a mile run for our warm up, or like 8 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes, real slow, monostructural, with like drinking some water, hanging out. But I didn't really want to tell them that it was going to be real lackadaisical. So I made them run 400 meters, and it was all messy in the front, and we had to still take stuff out. So I was like, you guys, you know what? Since you guys don't want to wait for me, you guys are going to have to start waiting for me. So you're going to wait for me. So let's go 400 meters. I'm going to get on my bike. I got on the bike. I got off, come back. They already started their high kicks. And I was like, I thought we were waiting for me. 400 meters. So they took off again. And then they came back again. And then I looked at somebody, and I was like, I think it was still on. It's like, was looking at me funny. Everybody, we're running again. and I threw G under the bus. And then they were like, stop looking at him. Nobody look at him. And they were going to run a mile. They were going to run a mile one way or another. So, because I needed 8 to 10 minutes on the bike. It was good. Yeah, the running's been hurting my hip, but that's also because of lifting outside on the uneven surface. Today I caught one snatches, and when I went to stand up, I was like, oh, I didn't like it.
There's like slants and bumps and every on that concrete.
Yeah, I think we're gonna slide them and then push them tomorrow. Pull them over more towards the handicap stalls, and then use that
evolution.
And then eventually, I think we'll just have to use that kind of back area. It's flatter back there. Not really. It's still got a little slant, but
yeah,
we'll see. City's not happy with the parking lot and the training together. So, and the other one has the fence already. And the last time we had a chain across the front end, the yellow poles, we had a chain yellow pole to yellow pole. We almost came with a car that was convertible. It didn't start convertible. Some drunkard came in the night. And just hit it, left the car. So, whew. Okay. Tomorrow's spicy too. Man, it's a tough Survivor Series is getting heavy.
Oh, it's coming near the end. It always gets heavy near the end. It gets a little crazy. All right, guys. Tomorrow, if you're looking at this weird, you should be. You basically have 5 sets of 6 minutes for 1 round of 6 bar muscle ups, 9 on each side of an alternating dumbbell power snatch, 12 toes to bar, and then 15 on each side of a dumbbell 1-arm overhead squat. RX weight is going to be 50 for men, 35 for ladies. And then each round is capped at 6 minutes. and then you always start back at the top, at the end of the cap, at the bar muscle ups. So for some people, it could be a bar muscle workout. For others, you know, again, you might not get to one of the other things depending on what your strength and what your weaknesses are.
Yeah,
But I would say take these, find a sub that's going to be, doable, that you can go through the round in 6 minutes.
I for sure think it's going to be a toes to bar workout. I think it's also too important. Like if you have bar muscle ups and it's going to be 1 a minute, kind of like what we were just talking about, you're better off getting bar muscle ups than anything else. Just train the bar muscle up, talk to your coach or put in the work at your house afterwards. Doing the rounds more as auxiliary work, 3 rounds, 5 rounds, as extra work, throw in some bent over rows, some curls, and you'll be good to go. But definitely work on those muscle snatches if you have them. Same thing with that toes to bar. I don't think I get out of the toes to bars. I think that's where it starts bottlenecking me. Even if I go 4s early, I'm not too sure, especially with the bar muscle ups. I think my grip right now is just gone.
Yeah, the bar muscle ups are going to definitely catch me.
I ripped my thumb yesterday.
So many people rip their hands on Friday with the muscle ups.
Yeah, I think it's the sweat and the heat.
But yeah, guys, I would choose your scaling wisely, where you can get through this, or challenge yourself a little bit. If you need to work on something, like if you have a bar muscle up and you want to work on it, I would recommend doing that. But other than that, don't choose something that, don't eat with your eyes, basically what I would like to say. Don't do things that you think you could do. Remember, you only have 6 minutes per round, and then it could end up being a muscle up. If you do that, it could be toes to bar. So again, scale wisely, and then pick a weight and pick scales that you can get through it within the 6 minutes. Give yourself some rest.
I'd rather you just use a dumbbell that's like no weight, and then you do the gymnastics prior to anything else. Because the reality of it is that, again, the power snatch and the 1 arm overhead squat, it is what it is, And I know that's hard exercise for a lot of people anyways. So that it almost would be better that it was worked on more as an auxiliary movement rather than an actual WOD movement. So if you don't get into it tomorrow, don't stress. But definitely focus on that bar muscle up. It's a Groundhog's Day for the bar muscle upper, huh?
Yeah. I've seen this before.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I'm creating a montage of everybody just doing bar muscle ups on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
The bar muscle up to toes to bar. I think that's going to be my cycle right there. And then when I'm done, I'll probably just end up doing 3 to 5 rounds of the overhead squat.
You don't think you're going to get out of the toes to bar? Like at least do like 1 or 2 of the overhead squats?
No, because it's like 70. It turns out to be 70 bar muscle ups. So I think it once around that kind of 4th round, 3rd round, with the already adding in 18 to 24 bar muscle ups, and then getting somewhere close to 36 toes to bars. That compiling for me might become an issue. I might not just be able to move fast enough to keep getting to the other side of that toes to bar. I'm actually interested.
70 bar muscle ups.
60?
It would be, you have 5 sets of 6 minutes for 1 round. Wouldn't it be 36 bar muscle ups?
No. Bar muscle up. Sorry, toes to bar.
70 toes to bar, yeah. Or
so
not 70.
Again, that's 100 and some reps. At one point, this workout had close to 120 toes to bar. And I was like,
somebody pulse.
Yeah. I think he had like 20 bar muscle ups and 100 and something toes to bar. And I was like, yeah, nah, that's not what we're doing. We need bar muscle.
No, thank you.
We need more bar muscle ups in our life. I feel like we're pretty good at toes to bars. But Sweet. Okay, it is hot in here. So, in closing, let's talk about our Wednesday whiteboard Wednesday. And I'm not by the whiteboard anymore, but this is the spot. This is the desk. We are in what I would call Survivor Series, or our kind of peak season, and it is based off of a few things: cyclical cycle to the year. August being kind of the peak of our normal natural years before the lockdown and COVID. So still now we're getting outside, we're exercising, things like that. But inside of the lockdown, we were able to test certain things that were specific more so than other things. And that's kind of where you can kind of see our program right now is testing those type of things, as well as other things that we didn't really get too much of our hands on, and we're still doing well with it. So that's the one thing I really like about this year specifically, because our years in and out have always been the same. And so when we go into this kind of August or games prep or end of summer blowout, and then suddenly we go back to school and we kind of like drop off a little bit, and then we get back into it, and then the holidays come, and then really we don't get really into it until February, January. If the Open's a priority, then obviously a little earlier than that. So it is something where this year with the lockdown, we were able to change our movements, being more calisthenics, more body weight and dumbbells and kettlebells. And you can see a lot of our movements are doing very, very well. I'm feeling very confident, even in our handstand push-ups when we didn't really have a lot of them, but because we did a lot of push-ups and burpees and air squats, surprise, surprise, we're doing really well at like lunges, pistols, and things like that. So it's been a really cool test. It's not just because we're outside. This is something that we kind of test every year, and it's always the Survivor Series in my mind would be a few times a year. And I would tell you that would be right around either GVT, that would be right around games prep and regionals prep and open prep. So again, January, February, and then somewhere around April, May, June, July, August is the peak. And then looking at like gaining lean body mass, November, December is always pretty tough too. Whew. All right. Thank you, Mikey. Nice to have you back, buddy.
We're back.
Yeah. Oof. It is hot in here, man. I got
Isn't the fan on?
No, I killed it because now it's like a whirlwind in here. I gotta bring down the mics then, and they're gonna be like this. Hello, how are you? So that's why bring out the creeper voice. No way.
Alrighty, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Later, guys. Oof. She's back. I gotta turn her off though. I feel like she did overheat.